Hi everyone, this is Jenny from Spectrum Noir. Today I want to show you a short video on how I colored this butterfly from Hero Arts. So I started off with my stamp. This is my rubber stamp, and I started off with inking that up with Memento ink. And after I did that, then I started my coloring. So let's get going. Here's a peek at the card. I actually did two butterflies and I cut one of them out and glued it just in the center so that it has some dimension. I really like some dimension, so that was kind of fun. So let's set all this stuff aside and get coloring on here. What I'm doing is I'm using two different packages of our pens. I'm going to use my yellows out of our yellows kit, and this is a CT1, a CT4, and an OR1. Again, all three of these can be found in our yellows package in our core sets. So let's get started with these. What I do is I like to start off with my lightest color first. I'm going to sneak in here a little bit closer. There we go. So I like to start off with my lightest color. Most markers blend together better if you have fluid to blend them together. If one of your colors dries before you get to the next color, they're not going to blend together nearly as well as they would if they were both wet. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to start in a small area at a time. I'm going to focus just on the top half of my butterfly. I'm coloring it in nice and solid without leaving any white spots. And I'm making sure that it's going to remain wet when I get to my next pin. So I'm being pretty generous. I also started off with a nice quality cardstock. It's by Crafter's Companion. It's soft enough that it'll blend your colors together, yet it's not so crisp that it's just going to float on the top. You know, I have to have a nice quality paper. So there's my first color, CT1. And now I'm going to move on to my darkest color, which is an OR1. That stands for Orange 1. So here I go. I'm going to add in some orange in here. And then I'm going to go to my medium color, and I'm going to blend these two colors together. So I'm going to do that by coloring with my pen in circular motions. I'm going to color right over the joint where these two colors meet together in small circles. So I'm going to color in circles, pulling the color out. Notice I'm not going too fast. I'm actually going into the darker color and diluting it a little bit and then pulling it out into my lighter color. Going in and diluting it and then pulling it out. And so that's the reason that we're coloring in that circular motion. If you over blend it and this here is not blended very nicely, what you can do is you can go back to your original color, add a little bit more of this orange in, and then repeat the same process. You don't always have to do that, but I like you to know that sometimes your ink dries and it doesn't blend very well, so it's best to go back and add some more ink. Now I'm going to go to my lightest color, the marker that I started with, my CT1, and now I'm going to blend my light and my medium colors together. And I'm going to again do that by coloring in a circular motion. Okay, now I'm here where I can do these little decoration pieces, and I can color those in with a different color. However, I don't want these to blend into my yellow. So I'm going to let this area dry and come back and do those later. So let's go ahead and start on our turquoise. I like to go ahead and put my little orange dots in here first. You can see with the nice pointed nib that you can get into these little small areas without going outside the lines. So there's my orange. I'm going to start off with my darkest blue, which is a BT7 for Blue Turquoise 7. The higher the number, the more intense the color. The lighter the number, the lighter the color. Did I say that right? The lower the number, the lighter the color. So let's go ahead and add this in right here. And now I'll add some over here. And now I'm going to step down to my medium color, and I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier. This is a BT5. I have my BT5 here. I'm going to gently blend these two colors together by going back and forth or in circular motions over the joint where the two colors meet together. And then I'm going to pull this color out a little ways. And then I'm going to do the same down here. And I want to show a layering. I want this to look like it's closer to us than the back layer. So I'm going to put a little bit of shading in with my medium color right here. Again, I'm using my BT5. And now I'm going to step down to my lighter color, a BT4. And I'm going to blend these two together. And you could pull this color all the way out to the edge, or you could actually go to a fourth color and you can soften this edge by blending in a BT2. So most people color in threes. However, you're not limited to threes because you do have sets of 6. You can get several different color combinations out of that 6 pack. There you go. So there is that. Now I can go back to this area here because my yellow has already dried. So I'm going to start off with my BT4 and I'm going to color this entire circle. And then I'm going to take my BT7 and I'm going to put a little dot in the center. I love this bullet nib. You can really get in those little small areas. There you go. And now we'll do the little dots on our blue, but we're going to use a CT4. And then we'll take our orange and just put a dot in the center. And that's how we did our butterfly. So you would do the same exact thing all the way around until it all blends together. You can always go back. I'm not exactly happy with how this is blending right in here. I think it's a little bit choppy. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to blend it a little bit more. And then again step it down to my BT2 that I added in. And then if you want, you can go ahead and edge your butterfly with an orange. Again, that bullet nib is really getting into that little tiny thin area. So you complete the butterfly exactly like I just did this one, and then you would cut one of them out and glue it on top of the other one, and then you'll have a nice dimensional card just like this. So I hope you enjoyed my video today. Please come back again for more educational videos at SpectrumNoir.com. Have a great day.